Now on 767 News, health officials battle swine flu in Dominica. Fire officials warn against flash flooding following visitor rescue operation. PM Skerritt leads high-level delegation to promote investment opportunities in Asia. And in sports division hosts mini volleyball festival. Welcome to 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. I'm Alicia George. When 767 News returns, we'll bring you the latest on what's happening across Dominica.
Pay absolutely nothing down and nothing further until Easter this carnival at Courts. Yes, it's time to head down to Courts and get everything for your home today and pay absolutely nothing until Easter. Offer applies to credit purchases 24 months and over. Plus, we'll even give you a chance to trade in your old item for something brand new for a nice discount. Up to $400 off. We'll even haul away the old item when we deliver the new. You've got to rush down to Courts today and enjoy this carnival with nothing down and absolutely nothing to pay until Easter. Plus, trade in for a discount. Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back. In tonight's newscast, 9 Dominicans were on Monday presented with diplomas following their successful completion of an International Training Examination Council's ITEC course in holistic massage. They are June Allen, Alyssa Brumant, Nisha Charles, Nurse Rhoda Groton, Kathleen Henry John, Caitlin LaRocque, Natasha Scotland, Zafrica Thomas, and Brenda Thomas St. Clair. Principal of the PBHC Clinic and School of Holistic Therapies, Patricia Berry Greenidge, congratulated the participants on their successful completion of the course.
I'd like to say you haven't got certificates, you've got diplomas, which is higher than a certificate. So you've all done extremely well, and I think you really all need to give yourself, when you think back over the last few months, where we started, where we were, the trials, the tribulations, where we've come to today. Even the examiner said, what a long way to go to do exams. I think really and truly, honestly, you all need to give yourself a round of applause. Yeah?
Barry Greenidge said Jamaica and Belize also hosted holistic massage courses. Meanwhile, Brenda Thomas St. Clair, who obtained a distinction, said she's proud of her accomplishment, which was made only possible through hard work and dedication.
And here was the journey, a journey that I will never, ever forget. It started in June. The first 4 days, hard work. When Patricia left, she didn't know that, but I knew nothing. Thanks to Nisha Charles, we had team effort going. Nisha, would you come to my spa? Show me. The little that she knew, this lady took me up and showed me everything that she knew and that she was taught that for the 4 days. And Nisha, I appreciated that. I worked on what she showed me. I developed what she showed me. By the time Patricia came back, I think she saw a whole new Brenda. Then came August. Dr. Dan Newett, wonderful man, a doctor, chiropractor. He came and anatomy and physiology. He stayed 4 days giving us this crash course, but at the end of the 4 days, and I think my classmates on my team would agree with me, we knew nothing. It started and it ended and we knew nothing, but I have determination. I said the goal I had in myself was to find that determination and dedication, hard work, meaning a lot of hours and sleepless nights, saying no to my husband many nights, and to my little girl who wanted my attention. Abby, I'm studying. So you have to pass anatomy and physiology to become a massage therapist.
Thomas St. Clair said she studied tirelessly to fully understand all aspects of the massage therapy. She reached out to her classmates to help them all do well as well. She said it was truly a learning experience as her classmates also taught her valuable information on holistic massage therapy.
So here, I was encouraged, and I encourage all of us to reach for the highest, to shine as stars. One star shining is not as connecting and beautiful as a cluster of 9 stars. Sorry, 2 are not there, but as a cluster of 9 stars shining, making a difference and an impact. You look up in the dark sky and you see 1 star, but you put 9 together. Oh, how beautiful is God's creation. So again, I looked up the definition as I was about to talk about my experience tonight. And you know what I found? To shine as stars, listen classmates, symbolizes excellence, success, and aspirations to reach for the highest. So thanks to all who made this journey a success and a reality.
Africa Thomas also obtained a distinction, while the other students obtained merits. The iTech Diploma in Holistic Massage course began on June 16, 2014 and ended on January 16, 2015. It was hosted by Holistic Massage Course Coordinator Martha Cuffey and was sponsored by the Caribbean Export Development Agency from the Caribbean Development Bank's CART Fund facility. If you think you may have the common flu and have noticed that your symptoms are not going away, you may want to schedule an appointment with your physician. 767 News has received reports confirming the spread of H1N1 virus, commonly known as swine flu, in Dominica. Carlton Lando, Public Relations Officer at Jolly's Pharmacy, told 767 News that the Renault group of viruses are mainly responsible for the onset of cold and flu viruses. However, there seems to be a new strain of virus here on the island.
We've also seen a new strand of virus which has surfaced, and the Ministry of Health has spoken a bit about it, which is the swine flu virus circulating in Dominica as well. It's of great concern to us as pharmacists. It's also great concern to the Ministry of Health, because those viruses are highly transmitted via contact, and so they're very, very easy. They're very communicable, so in the sense that people can contract the virus from one person to the other.
Lando revealed that common flu symptoms were being reported before the carnival celebrations, and so recommended several precautionary and sanitary measures to prevent the spread of any virus.
Drink lots of water. Take your vitamin C, as you definitely need your immune system to be boosted up at the higher level as possible, the highest level as possible. So the vitamin C, which is ascorbic acid, and your water, those would actually prevent free radicals from invading the body, and so therefore, making you less predisposed to developing or getting the virus. We also advise people that if you do have the symptoms, to monitor, take rest. It might be maybe best to take 1 day off from work. It's not that we're advocating to stay away from work, but it might be best thing to do, particularly if you're in an air-conditioned room.
Nurse Lloyd, staff nurse at the Roseau Health Center, also has a few recommendations like proper hand washing techniques and keeping students away from school if they have flu-like symptoms, as children have a weakened immune system when compared to adults.
Well, we recommend that the clients, when they get the symptoms, that they go to the nearest health center or call the nurse or the physician, private physician if they wish to, or they could visit the health center. We are open from 8 to 3, Monday to Friday. We advise also that you ensure that you avoid going into crowds when you have the symptoms, and so avoid going into crowds, and you ensure that you use a clean tissue or clean rag to by your mouth when coughing or sneezing. So we see clients coming in with fever, sometimes up to 104, headaches, vomiting, diarrhea, chills, generalized body pain, malaise, and just unwell feeling. Most of the clients come in, even sometimes complain with dizziness also.
The flu season is open, putting everyone at risk. But if you don't want to get the flu, follow these safety measures and be sure to visit a doctor if flu-like symptoms are continuous. The Ministry of Health and Environment is doing its part by stepping up surveillance and management of flu-like illness in all health districts. So why not do the same and protect your family? So we're here with Ibrahim Brohim, and he is the chairman of the debate committee in Dominica and a member of the Kiwanis Club of Dominica. Mr. Brohim, how are you doing today?
Not bad, thanks, Senor.
Okay, could you tell us more about the public speaking secondary high school competition that's going down tomorrow at the Dominica State College?
Well, first let me thank Digicel Play for inviting us to give a little more promo on this project. The Kiwanis Club of Rose will be hosting its first annual secondary public speaking competition to be held at the Dominica State College Auditorium on March 25th at 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon. And when I say the first, this is because the Kiwanis Club of Roseau normally holds its annual project of a debating competition, but because of this year's competition not going through, we've had to do something else for the schools, and as a result, in collaboration with our regional Lieutenant Governor of Kiwanis Club, who has a public speaking competition for the region, we're now looking to host a local competition so that the winner of this competition moves on to the Caribbean competition.
Okay, is there an age group or any specific number of schools who will be involved in this competition?
Well, for this competition, for the public speaking competition, it is restricted strictly to 4th and 5th formers of the secondary high schools. There are some 13 secondary schools, I believe, in Dominica, but we were hoping that all would have participated, but we only have presently 6 schools taking part. And one of the reasons for that is that some of the schools have told us that the competition, they did have the competition, it collides with some other projects they have at a time. So it's very unreasonable for them to have taken part. It would have put some pressure on the students. So we have to accept the fact that for the first time we only have 6 schools.
Okay, and what's going to be the setup? Do you have any specific questions? Is it going to be impromptu on the spot? You know, what are the range of questions that we're looking at? Well,
the competition is going to be held in 2 rounds. First of all, each school is going to be represented by just 1 student. Okay, unlike a debating competition where you have 2 students debating, but the public speaking will have only 1 student. It will be made of 2 rounds. Round 1 is made of a pre-selected presentation. The students have been given 3 topics, and the 3 topics we have given them are agriculture diversification, 1, niche tourism, and the 3rd topic is the state of local music. Now, they will be speaking in the first round for 5 minutes. Now, what they'll have to do is to prepare each topic for 5 minutes, and when they get to the competition on that day, they will be dipping to see which of the 3 topics that they will be talking on for 5 minutes. And that will be for each of the 6 schools. Okay. Now, the second round will be an impromptu, where each student will be speaking for a maximum of 2 minutes. Now, the topic will be given to them on that day of the competition. It will be a very simple topic that, because we have to understand it's high school students, and we don't want to give them no sophisticated topic that, because they just have about 15 to 20 seconds from the time we've given them the topic that they'll be starting to speak for 2 minutes. So we're not going to give them any hard topic. It'll be a very simple topic.
Okay, and what are the results that you're expecting from this competition, or what are some of the things you'd like to see come from it in terms of student relation or communication?
Well, one of the aims, just like the secondary schools debate competition we hold every year, is that it gives the students an opportunity to speak publicly. Because as you know, for example, if I just miss, I'm not hitting on it, but for example, pageants, queen pageants, you have the young ladies having to come out and speak publicly on a topic. So it is an opportunity for the students to, not necessarily they're going to be queen pageants, but you never know at what point in your life they're going to pick up a job and have to be able to talk to someone. Or let's say you come to an interview and you have to be able to speak freely with your person interviewing you. So it gives them the opportunity, the confidence to really try to be able to speak out comfortably, under no pressure, and just do the best that they can.
Okay, now there will be no debate this year?
No, debate will come back next year.
Okay, is that the first year that we're not going to have any
This is debate? The first year in some 18 years since the club has been hosting. I even think it's more than that. I can't remember the amount of years, but it's been a long time. But you know, we had circumstances beyond our control, and we had to put it aside. And thankfully, the Lieutenant Governor of our district came up with the idea of wanting to stage a Caribbean public speaking competition for all the different clubs in the Caribbean that are in our division. And there are clubs from St. Lucia, from Barbados, Antigua, Martinique. So we have both French and English students debating in the competition. The winner of this year's competition will be going to Barbados in September, and then the winner of this competition will win either, well, we have it two ways, because as I said, there are French students taking part with English students.
Okay.
So if a French student wins the competition in Barbados in September, he or she will get a one-week trip to Barbados with a Kiwanian club. And whereas if an English student wins the competition, he or she will also get a one-week trip, but to Martinique.
Oh, wow, and that's very interesting.
Yeah, it's very good, and we're very happy that, you know, we have this additional project, you know, to work on, and at the same time, it gives the students an added incentive, because here it is, you can interact with, you can make friends overseas, you know, even by going to the competition in Barbados, you will meet students from all over the Caribbean.
Okay, could you tell us though, as it relates to membership of the Kiwanis Club, are you lacking in that area, or is it that you're seeing a number of young people willing to come onto the committee?
Well, let me put it this way. Service clubs on a whole have a problem attracting, you know, members, because it's not an easy thing, you know, being a member of a club, in the sense that most of our, I don't want to say young people, but the kind of persons you want to attract are from, let's say, in the late 20s, so going up, you know, and, you know, to really give their time, because, you know, being a member of a service club means you have to give your free time to the community, you know, on projects. Sometimes, for example, we have a cake sale project Saturday morning, and we have to be there at 5:30 in the morning, you know, to start off to catch, you know, you want to catch the early worms, as I say, you know, the early birds getting up. So we do have I mean, although lately we've had interest of some members come, you know, persons showing an interest to join, you know, but then it's not an easy thing. You really have to keep them going. You have to have your projects committee, your fundraising committees have to be active so that you have sufficient projects to keep your members occupied. You know, you don't want to come to a meeting and every time you come to a meeting it's the same old thing you're hearing, you know, and then, you know, and as a result, what you find happening, some members, they lose interest. Yeah. There's nothing happening, you know, whereas we've experienced where some members come for the fun of it, they come for the action. So, you know, you try to battle it, you want to have them, you know, we want to have fun, you know, but at the same time, it's work. Okay. Service clubs are work. You know, we also have this, I'll take the opportunity to say we have this bash coming up on Easter Sunday. You know, you'll be hearing more about it, where again, members come out to work. Okay. You know, we have to make food, we have to sell drinks, you know, so it's being a member of a service club, you have to be prepared to work. Okay.
All right, that was Ibrahim Rohim, and is the chairman, once again, of the debate committee in Dominica and a member of the Kiwanis Club. Please show your support tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Yes, at the Dominica State College Auditorium. Is that what's going to take place?
That's where it is, yes.
And come support the 6 schools who will be participating in the high school competition. Yes? All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim, for coming, and probably we'll have you on some other time talking about some other stuff.
Sure, we can, because I mean, there's a lot happening with service clubs. In our club, we have a lot happening, so it will really be a pleasure to be here and, you know, let the people know what service clubs are doing, you know, for nothing.
All right, thank you very
Thanks
much.
Again.
Okay. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit is heading a high-level delegation on a trip to Asia. The delegation includes Minister for Planning, Economic Development and Investment, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, Secretary to the Cabinet, Ambassador Steve Farrell, and Coordinator of the Citizenship by Investment Unit, Ambassador Emmanuel Nanton. The President of the Dominica State College, Dr. Donald Peters, and Chairman of the Aid Bank, Martin Charles, are also part of the delegation. Prime Minister Skerrit will address investors in Beijing and Shanghai to promote investment opportunities in Dominica and to discuss projects geared towards the economic development of the nation. While in Asia, the Prime Minister and his delegation will visit Malaysia and the People's Republic of China. Minister for Housing, Lands and Water Resource Management, Honorable Reginald Austri, will act as Prime Minister while Prime Minister Skerrit is out of state. And Digicel Business has revealed its latest business solutions product called Digicel I, which makes it easier for customers to monitor their business operations. The surveillance system is delivered as a fully managed service without the expense and hassle of hardware purchase, installation and maintenance, where customers across the region will benefit from the always-on video surveillance accessible from any mobile device, delivering peace of mind 24/7. Head of Business Solutions at Digicel Dominica, Daryl Thomas, during an interview with 767 News on Monday, gave us some insight on this new service being offered by Digicel Business Solutions.
Yeah, what Digicel I is our video surveillance as a service solution, which allows our customers to be able to view their premises, whether it's home or business, from anywhere at any time. You can use a tablet, a mobile phone, or any other connected device such as a PC to view what's going on in your premises. What you find recently is that, or I guess forever, is that people want to get into video surveillance to secure the property, but it's a very expensive solution, right? You have to purchase hardware, you have to do surveys, you have to do installation, you have to know what you're trying to do actually, and bring in consultants. So what we are doing is we're removing all of that from the process. So we are doing the surveys, we are doing the consultants, we're doing the installation, we are buying the hardware, we are storing the footage. So all of that is taken off of the customer split. All they do from then on is just use the service on a monthly basis.
Thomas said the Digicel Business Solution has been investing in quite a few technological advancements throughout the Caribbean region and has fully launched the Digicel I service throughout the Caribbean.
We've launched this service a few months now, and we've been seeing how it's catching up in the market, and we felt that now it's a time to launch it throughout the entire region, because the uptake has been great. The response has been superior, because what has happened is that like I said before, a lot of people wanted to do it, but they could not afford it, right? So you see people now finding that, hey, I can go ahead and put surveillance at my property, at my home, and not have to go through all the hassle of spending all that money up front.
He said the cost of this service to the customer is finalized following a consultation with the customer on their property, since each customer has a different level of surveillance.
Well, the cost depends on the solution itself. It's a customized solution, so there's no one size fits all. So what we do, that's where the consultation comes in. We would come to you, look at the premises that you want to do surveillance on, look and see, if you want it always on, whether you want it on during the night, if you're okay with not being able to see anything at night. So that tells us what kind of cameras you need, whether you need night vision cameras, whether you need indoor cameras, outdoor cameras, whether you need bulletproof cameras, because for the banks, somebody who's smart enough, they might come and actually shoot the camera. So you have the bulletproof cameras, which we actually deployed some in Antigua throughout St. John's. Right? So the cost, there's no upfront one size fits all.
Okay.
It all depends on that particular customer and what they need. So we work with each customer individually to find out the cost.
The Digicel I service is presently available throughout the Caribbean region to business owners as well as homeowners. And fire officials warn against flash flooding following visitor rescue operation. More details when 767 News returns.
Hey, it's your boy Mr. Benji N2O, encouraging you to come support Dominica versus the BVI right here at the Windsor Park Sports Stadium for what we call the biggest World Cup qualifier ever. First game will be on Thursday, March 26. Game starts at 7 p.m. sharp. Game 2 gonna be on Sunday, March 29. Game starts at 5 p.m. Admission $15 for adults and $5 for children under 12. You can't afford to miss this. Come support the Nature Island boys. Mr. Benji said so.
Count your Thursdays and win up to $24,000 in cash. For every $9 spent on Big 4, you get a raffle ticket to enter our weekly draws to win $4,000 cash every Thursday for 6 weeks. The more you spend, the more tickets you get, the better your chances of winning every Thursday. That's $24,000 in cash. So play Big 4, count your Thursdays and win up to $24,000 in cash. Only from the Dominica National Lottery. Promotion starts from February 24th to April 2nd.
Thanks for staying with us. Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Fire Service, Wayne Later, is advising visitors to be aware of flash flooding while vacationing on island. He made the statement following a rescue operation involving a group of visitors who were trapped bathing at Titu Gorge in Loda on Friday, March 20th.
Actually, what happened is that the persons swam up the Titu Gorge, but then a flash flood came and the raging waters prevented them from going any further, so they sought rescue on some rock that was at the Titu Gorge. But the level of the water kept rising, and so it swept some of them off the ledge. Until the fire department came, they actually met the person submerged in the water and trying to grab onto the rock for survival.
Later said the rescue was indeed difficult as the visitors were not in an easily accessible area.
So they had to go to an area just about 150 feet deep where they accessed them using rescue ropes and baskets and other swimming devices. The officers actually went down into the gorge and had to strap on the floating device onto every person and then put them into the baskets and take them up before the water took them any further.
The Fire Service Public Relations Officer said the individuals escaped the incident with minor scrapes and bruises and were treated on site for hypothermia. They were then transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital for further treatment. He said although the rescue was challenging, training in rescue certainly paid off, as the fire officers who responded were trained to effectively maneuver in various rescue situations.
Well, it is an advice that we give persons all the time, and even on the Discover Dominica website, when they advertise Dominica, they say you must, in certain locations you go, you must be aware of flash floods and the possibility of that happening. On that day in question, the weather in Roseau was tense dry, but on looking out, you could see that the Roseau River was beginning to swell, and that's an indication that it's raining up in the higher areas. So we would want to advise persons whenever going to sites like this, the Titu Gorge, the Trafalgar Fall, always take note of the sudden change in the water conditions.
He said visitors and the public alike must be vigilant, as while it may be dry in Roseau, it may be raining in mountainous areas, which may lead to flash flooding. And the community of Capuchin and environs laid to rest cultural elder Olive Andre from the village of Capuchin. Andre, whose funeral took place at the Capuchin Catholic Church, was laid to rest on Saturday, March 21st. Andre's death comes a mere 4 months after she was Sash Cultural Elder for Capuchin during Heritage Day celebrations in October of 2014. Auntie Olive, as she was affectionately known, was a skillful ballet dancer and was an inspiration to many in the community. 767 News sends condolences to the family and friends of the late Olive Andre. And that's it for local news. The latest in sports news is coming up next with Larry, so stay tuned.
It's March Madness at Courts. Get all for nothing and nothing to pay for 30 days. Plus, get mad deals all over the store. And it gets even better with one crazy deal every single day. So Courts is the place to be all month long for new deals every day in the biggest March Madness promotion. Don't miss it. It's gonna be mad.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. In tonight's coverage, we begin with volleyball. A number of students from primary schools around the island converged at the Botanic Gardens on Tuesday, March 24th for day one of the 2015 annual Primary Schools Mini Volleyball Festival. The 5th edition of this sports division organized festival was played in 2 divisions for both boys and girls. Alexander Burton, sports officer for the East, has more details.
We have the developmental stage division, that's Division 2, where you will notice that the boys, they can hold the ball and they can send it over. But in the first division, we have real volleyball being played. We have to have the free hits. And so far we have, I'm not too sure how many schools, but a number of schools are here with us today. And we can see that the volleyball is real alive.
Burton said, volleyball is being taught at schools by youth sports officers from the sports division's volleyball unit. Students also benefit from afternoon volleyball practice sessions as part of their extracurricular activities. He said the students displayed their skills during the mini volleyball festival.
After they will live here, most of them they will fall into the into the sports division organized volleyball under 15 competition where they'll be playing volleyball on the beach. Also, we have the under 20 volleyball competition for the schools. So the volleyball is alive, and we're hoping to keep it alive. And would like the communities also to encourage the young ones to really play volleyball.
The festival will continue at 1 p.m. on Wednesday, March 25th. Last year, the Salibia Primary School won the Division 1, while the Granford Primary School won the Division 2 of the boys segment, and the Wesley Primary School won both Division 1 and Division 2 girls competitions. In football, 8 schools have advanced to the quarterfinals of the 2015 NBD Primary Schools Girls Football Championship, organized by the Sports Division and sponsored by the National Bank of Dominica. They are the Saint-Sauveur Primary, Cassibus Primary, Petit Savant Primary, St. Luke's Primary, Woodford Hill Primary, W.S. Stevens Primary, Savant Pie Primary, and the Roosevelt Douglas Primary School. This comes after round 1, which was held in 4 zonal competitions on Thursday 19th March and Friday 20th March. Saint-Sauveur Primary topped the East Zone with Cassibus, Granford, and Sinico Primary Schools following. Woodford Hill Primary emerged winner of the North East Zone. Second was the W.S. Stevens Primary, and the Vickers and Thibault combined team with Calibishi remaining in the cellar position. In the West Central Zone, it was the Petit Savant Primary, which turned out to be the top team, and were followed by the St. Luke's Primary, Goodwill Primary, and the Convent Preparatory. Finally, in the Northwest Zone, the Savant Pie Primary topped their zone, with the Roosevelt Douglas Primary coming in second, followed by Maho, Salisbury, and the St. John's Primary Schools. The date for the quarterfinals of the National Bank of Dominica Primary Schools Girls Football Championship will be subsequently announced.
That was Larry with the latest in sports. Now for a recap of tonight's headlines. Health officials battle swine flu in Dominica. Fire officials warn against flash flooding following visitor rescue operation. And Prime Minister Skerrit leads high-level delegation to promote investment opportunities in Asia. In sports, Sports Division hosts mini volleyball festival. And that's all the time we have for tonight. Until tomorrow, drop us an email at media@767news.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I'm Alicia George, wishing you a wonderful evening and thanks for watching.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really get to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy